Welcome back to my channel, and today we're gonna continue the Craftsman world. I did do some offline grinding, like I did reach the other island. This one has tons of trees. Cool. I got 17 old logs. I think this is where I should make my base. This is spruce. There's like four, and then there's like another mini island over there. And yeah.
Anyways, I used the dirt to start constructing a villager breeder, but I quickly ran out, so I ran to a nearby village to grab some wood.
But this is absolutely awesome. Like over there where my spawn point is, it literally has tons of loot.
My journey brought me to another desert temple where I found 2 diamonds. I found a camel in the next village I passed through, and in the distance I spotted a pillager outpost. So I saddled up the camel and took off for the outpost. I think I'm gonna call him Camelot. The most creative camel name in history. On the way, I stopped at another temple where I got another gapple and more smithing templates. But then it was time to hop off Camelot and race into the danger zone. Since there are no caves, pillager outposts spawn pillagers like crazy on Superflower Worlds, especially in the daytime. So I had to make a mad dash to the top.
Guys, birch is only kind of good for flooring to me because birch is white. You can make like a pattern if you got dark wood. This dark type. I found it. Okay, I forgot what this wood type is called.
But I managed to escape relatively unscathed, and Camelot and I began heading back to the base. I noticed that the village where I found him had a pig pen, so I marked down the cords so I could return for them. And then I made my way home to clear out my inventory.
I think I'm gonna make my base.
To try and fill up the farm, but I still didn't have enough, so I crafted some iron armor and fought skeletons for their bones, and I was able to finish filling in the carrots by the morning. It was becoming apparent that killing random iron golems would not cover my iron needs, so on day 4 I decided to start working on an iron farm. The first step was to collect some building blocks, so I dug out a bunch more sandstone from that random hole I made. I also moved another villager into the breeder so that hopefully by the time I needed villagers for the iron farm, they'd be ready to go. For the rest of the day I collected some wood from the nether, and then I made a quick cobble farm so I could keep replacing my tools. For the next 2 days I worked on building up the iron farm until all that was left was getting the villagers and zombies into place. And luckily the villager breeder was actually working, but moving mobs around at night was proving too hazardous, so instead I spent the rest of the evening lighting up the area to make it a bit easier. The next day I was able to start moving the villagers into place, and by the end of the day I had 3 villagers on each side. All that was left was to get the zombies in place, but that would have to wait until nighttime. So while I waited for the sun to go down, I decided to start building a mob farm. The cool thing about building in the desert,
I think over time I'll actually like make the difficulty harder over the videos. When I mean like when I'm getting better at this game, I'll like make it harder. Like I feel like what's the point of the base if there's no nighttime and stuff. But though there is really tons of actual mobs that I can eat. So hunger is an actual problem. We need to make a farm or something. Just going through the leaves so that if there's any seeds, then I can collect those seeds. No seeds, like saplings, I meant saplings. And if you get an apple, well, it's just absolute wow if I get an apple.
Since it was day 10, I made it my goal to get both the mob farm and the iron farm working by the end of the day. I spent the day putting the roof on the mob farm and
I do have an account, so if you can add me a craftsman, but I don't know if you can actually join me. If people can join me, then one of the first things I'll do is make currency. I used to have this Voxel server, Minecraft version of Minecraft Roblox. I play that server. I play with my sisters, and I use flowers as currency because it's how hard to find iron and stuff. Also, don't say I'm weird AF because I just want trees. I don't want this place to become just a dead land of trees.
After watching that intense early morning brawl, I spent some time cleaning up the Iron Golem farm a bit and adding hoppers to the storage. Finally, I was in the Iron Age. I knew I hit this lava pool for a reason. With those farms finished, I decided it was time to take on the Nether. Fortunately, the Nether Fortress was super close to my portal, and it really didn't take long at all for me to find a base spawner. These guys have ended a few of my hardcore runs, so I just took my time and spent the whole day.
It's time to collect that root. Rude, far.
Back to the base, it was day
I just say rude. I accidentally said rude.
I decided to check on the mob farm. Oh, it's working.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to jump on top of
Crafted
this.
some hoppers to make a cool collection chest, and then
I'm a
returned to
pro
the Nether to look for
parkour pro.
These biomes spawn lots of Endermen, so it's a perfect place to get Ender pearls fast. I was super careful to vote the Endermen before attacking them, just to ensure I wouldn't die. I spent a bunch of
Also, I'm
time
using
doing
my
that, and by day
microphone.
14, I had collected
But
a
if
baker's dozen of
but
pearls,
if it
and I was ready to
but if
return
you
to the
can't
Nether.
hear my voice, that probably means that the microphone isn't working.
My iron farm were actually
Or something. I think I must stop using my microphone. Alright, I took my microphone off and let's go. I nearly just broke the gravel.
returned to my base after the dragon fight. On the way to the stronghold, I looted a few desert temples where I found a
16, but that's decent. That's decent.
some diamonds. By the time I made it to the stronghold location, the sun had come up on day 15. I think it's right around
It feels like the side walls are bigger.
bullseye. Okay, I'm just
Let me know if you want me to expand the base. Because you feel like my base is smaller than say if you do have crafts, you own craftsman. No, I don't mean like you own the game. I mean like if you have the game. You can friend me, but I don't know if you guys should join people
no more procrastinating.
without being on the same
I decided to combine
connection.
with a bit of my favorite anime. For years now, I've been on a journey in endless.
Yeah, you know why I'm attacking this. Because later I want later I'm gonna make these easy. So I'm just getting what is that? It's a one day. Maybe. What the heck is there one day trade? Some are Muslims. I'm not gonna eat pork. Guys, everything's M. Wow.
Here I go again. I've all seen a dragon fight before. Pretty proud of.
But I don't know what you get this. It's quite sad. If you want to know why I'm collecting this right now, because I cannot use it to make glass later.
So I gathered up some blocks of rich diamond. Take things really slow since these shoulders can
There's a lot of fish, so the fish could be one of my main food sources for the series.
my delight, this city has an ship, and I was able to board the vessel by using a combination
Also, by the way, I'm using my phone to make these videos. If I tried to download it on my just iPad, but
Make sure to stick around and get plenty of shoulder
for some reason it's not available on Apple devices, so I'm forced to use it on my Android phone. You heard me.
All in all,
I'm not just an Apple glazer. My phone's an Oppo phone, but it's secondhand. It's secondhand. This is from my mom.
start working on an epic base.
It's from my mother.
I'm not really sure what this base will be yet,
Yeah,
but
I think
have
we
this
need to
vision
craft a
of like
crafting table.
thing sunken into the ground with blue water and a lush garden oasis. After digging through the night, I made some temporary holes to keep my animals. I got the cows into their hole, but I still didn't have any pigs or sheep yet, so it was time to go find some. Camelot and I set out, and I returned once more to that lonely sheep. I tried to lure him home with some wheat, but it was painfully slow.
What
so
was
I decided to
I? What? I I'm trying to remember. Wait, trying to mine the floor because we want birch floor. Also, cabinet thing. Also, the fact that community hate. Like, why does bro always even hate? Wood? I'm not hating him. I was just wondering why the heck he hates wood so much. What was? Yeah, I got severe ADHD right now. For some reason I sometimes forget what I was even doing. So I just collect some birch. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to build an axe this episode. Not build it, good thing this entire good thing I finally switched topics. Yeah.
So majestic. I started working on the collection system underneath the cactus farm. I started processing sand and glass to use for the water streams. At the end of the day, I decided to check how much iron we got so far. Hey, not bad. We'll have a beacon in no time. So I decided to
part of my different kids. Come on. Alright, trade by the way. No, haha. You know what I'm trying to do. By the way, I think my newest video just got either that my new video just doesn't work, or the microphone just broke, or the final option YouTube just censored it. So much we were saying the F word and stuff.
Then it was time for another nether wood chopping mission. This time it wasn't out of necessity, but for aesthetic reasons. I'm gonna need a bunch of fences for the cactus farm, and I think the cork wood will probably look the best with sandstone. Okay, this should do it. Now we just need the fences and the cactus. With the farm so close to being functional, I decided to dedicate day 26 to getting it up. I placed in the fences and then the cactus, and with that, the first level was finished. With the pattern memorized, I was moving much quicker, and the second layer was pretty much finished by sunup. It only took a few more minutes to complete it, but I decided to hold off on doing more layers for just a bit. Instead, I began working on one of the last major farms that needed to get done before I could focus on base building. An automatic farm. This would hopefully give me a pretty easy source of diamonds, but first I would need enough dirt to actually make it. So I tried going to the nether to search for gravel, but I couldn't really find it. I wanted to duplicate my dirt by crafting it into coarser and then converting it back to
Yeah, most of these episodes could just be me mining wood and stuff.
I just headed to some nearby villages to steal the dirt from the
I think I'm gonna need to check a pattern if I expand my house.
I took one last soil search, and after that I was able to get all of the farmland built. I put carrots on one side and potatoes on the
I
other.
only got one old plank.
Everything was basically ready to go for the villagers. After wrangle some difficulties. Grass hassling with the villagers took basically all day, but I got it done nonetheless. Alright, I think we just need to wait for their
I just imagine is in this mushroom style. Chicken. Chicken just keeps falling here for some reason.
I reconstructed the little chamber that holds the baby villagers, and I was pretty much ready to move the villagers.
There's so much of the trees that are in the public
You
room.
know what time it is? Time to wrangle me some testicles. Moving the villagers into place was an all-day affair. I spent a bunch of time
I just thought of it. I just imagine making a farm. Actually farming. I forgot what. Yeah, I forgot. Let's make. Which is a stone axe. Phew, this makes cutting down trees very easy. Maybe. I don't have a leash yet. I think I'm going. If I do have one, then I'll probably just enslave some cows just to mate. But I bet I can't even do that since there isn't really much of it. One thing I don't really love about Craftsman is it doesn't tell you when your item's about to break.
I spent the morning getting rid of all the ugly stuff
Ooh, apples.
For a quick and dirty place for I did a bit more digging and by ready to go. So I grabbed some materials and headed to the nether to start. Right away, I dug down when I got to the center, so I could out of the farm without dealing with the blazes. Since I had everything measured out, it was just a matter of placing the glass on each side. My pig was quickly running out of dirt, so I took a breather and went to the world to grab some. Easy dangerous. Please no. Ow. I completely lost track of time clearing the last remaining blocks and fending off the blazes, but at some point it became day 45, and I placed a lava bucket in each corner of the farm to finish it off. The last thing to do was carefully put in the trapdoors in the collection area. With that, the blaze farm was fully
Oh, we got so much
planks. And then I spent some time repairing my shop. This was the first true speed test of the farm. It only took about 5 minutes to repair half of the durability, which wasn't lightning fast by any means, but definitely a huge improvement from the snail pace of our farm. We're only taking like 3 days to build, I'd say it's worth it. I was excited to get home and
I'm gonna expand my house already. I'm gonna expand my base already because how much. Look how much planks I have. Done what I could, and then I turned my attention to the second floor of the base. At this point, my plan was to move my animal pens to the second floor of the pyramid so they'd be nice and easy to access. Also, the constant bleed of sheep over my head would hopefully remind me to keep shearing them whenever possible. After establishing the shape of the new pens, I went and tended to the animals. I wasn't really up for the task of moving them quite yet, so afterwards I did some more sand clearing, and pretty soon my shop was instead of worrying about that, I took a moment at sunrise to just admire how far the base had come already, man. After morning yoga, I went to the nether to repair my shovel again. It took about 8 minutes to fully repair it, so while I waited around for Blaze to collect, I widened the room out a bit just to If I want to change my base and I change my base area, well, that would technically mean that I have to destroy that entire base. In my opinion, I'm just putting us a birch in this area. I think next episode could be more focused on mining. Also, I'm going to get some more birch for my floor. be my room, and it's just like the main place. But I'm thinking like this could be storage space, but no. No, for now this is just gonna be my personal chest. Forget to plant my oak saplings. Although I'm scared of one thing, for those yeah, being lost is my greatest fear in this series. Reason because I easily forget certain stuff, so I could forget where my freaking base is, and I'm already freaking lost. I'm getting closer to base. Remember, I could actually just make a furnace.
Saplings this time, and he was basically just there to yell at me for letting his comrade die. But I bought some coral from him just in case we want to use it for something, and then I started putting water streams to decorate the second level. Using my mason villager, I was able to buy a bunch of bricks and make some large pots, which I began placing around the base. He's definitely fit with the desert theme. The next day, I pushed Wanty T into a hole so I could steal his lump. They make it handy for carrying stuff if I need to travel with a lot of items. I put them in the empty mob pen, and then I went back to work on building up the base. I planted some nether wart around where I want my enchanting stand to go, and then when night fell,
When
I was pretty happy with the placement of my first 4 villagers.
I think you know why I'm making a sign. Uh, so this is the end. I don't know what to say, but that's the end of the video. So bye.